Welcome again to the Ref Show. As you well know, our refereeing experts always tell it as it is. And without fear or favour, they criticise performances. So this weekend, we get a self-evaluation from a member of our panel, Mark Halsey. Now then, on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you marking your performance? Brian Deane, you can chip in on this. You have been involved in 2 big matches over the weekend. You've refereed 2 big charity games, okay? QPR Saturday, Everton Sunday. Now then, people have said to me, you know, that you missed a few things, but I don't know whether you'd agree.
Well, just a few. Listen, I mean, it was it's been a fabulous weekend.
Yeah.
You know, they're both down at my beloved QPR.
You can say that now.
Walking on that hallowed turf, and once at one of my favourite grounds at Everton. 2 great causes. But I think the thing for me was that, you know, it was special because of the circumstances. Obviously, with Bradley and obviously the Grenfell disaster.
The Grenfell game was at QPR Saturday, all-star to all-star teams. Alan Shearer and Les Ferdinand managing.
Yes, and obviously there's some great names that come on. But the thing that was special for me was that, you know, the amount of spectators that turned out for these 2 events.
18,000.
Well, it was 18 at QPR. And there was 15,000 at Goodison yesterday, which was magnificent. So, you know, they made it what it was. But the thing for me was that the 2 clubs that absolutely contacted me that they wanted me to go down and referee that. And obviously, I took the Laughter of the Summer wine team down with me with Dwarfy, Roger Dilkes, Andy Hogg and Guy Beale. But it was great.
Average age?
We'll move on. Let's move on, shall we? But yeah, I mean, it was great. Dilksy was in his element, rolling back the ears. I mean, you couldn't see his legs because them shorts went from his waist right down to his knees. So, but no, it was a fabulous day all round. And
any cards?
Yes, there was. But I mean, you say I missed a few things, and I think you're absolutely spot on. But there was a script. There was a script, and there was 1 or 2 penalties that I should have given at 2-2, but I was told it had to finish a draw because we wanted penalties at the end. And the players are going, but that's a penalty, that's a penalty.
Hang on a minute, what, match fixing or what?
But
we reveal match fixing on the Ref Show.
Yeah, blame Matt, the floor manager for the event. But no, it was an incredible event, and you know, and I think. Yeah, I thought everyone was brilliant. Everyone that was there was brilliant. You know, Mo Farah scored the first goal, and he was talking today about you know, the emotion of scoring a goal. You know, and that was Mo Farah. And yet we go back to last week with Sterling being sent off. So we've got to referees have got to understand the emotions and the empathy of that. And I remember Trevor Sinclair as well. He took his
shirt off, and you didn't caution him.
Actually, I did.
Oh, you did?
I did. Just for fun, and obviously. But Jose Mourinho came, and what a fantastic man. You know, he didn't have to be there. He came and played in goal, and straight away there was the second goal. Yeah. It was offside. It was offside, but the assistant's flag didn't go up, so I gave it.
So your assistant let you down.
Yeah,
Which one
did.
was it?
That was Guy Beale.
Was it Guy Beale?
Yeah,
right.
Guy, you need watch it and learn from it, my friend. But you know, I did have to caution Jose, which the crowd absolutely loved.
I bet they did, and he took it in good spirit.
He took it in great spirits. Yeah.
Have you played in many charity games?
1 or 2. Yeah. Not lots and lots.
People still want to win, don't they? Once a player, always a player.
Yeah, I tell you. I mean, players do. And it's funny when you get a mix of like celebrities or whatever, and their timing's not quite there.
No.
So you either get to a point where you get one of these celebrities, they'll go around rushing and they'll be just being really enthusiastic, and what happens is they'll catch a player, and then what you'll see is you'll get players saying, "Okay, I'm going to line him up now," and they end up usually taking one.
I mean, Mark Bircham and Kevin Gallen, they were at it, but you're absolutely spot on. Brian's spot on saying, because Stan Collymore. I mean, I don't know if you ever played against him or played. I don't think you played with him, but I mean, he came on and he was wanting to win. He was so fired up, and I felt, you know, that the moment of the day for me was when, you know, they brought on the survivors and they brought on the firemen as well. That they played in the game, they come on, and it was the emotion was fantastic. You know, the survivors coming on and the actual firefighters that actually went into that So can you imagine what it must have felt for those guys as well? Do you know what I mean? And Stan was having a go at them, about do this, do that, do this, play it simple, get into that space, go over there, and he just, he wanted to win, but
because you were all back on a field again in public view, including you, and that feeling when you've come to the end of your career,
I mean, the thing is, whenever you do get out there, it's like you want to enjoy every minute. You can't help that. It's just like you roll back the years, you get all the familiar smells in the changing room, the liniment, the running of the water. You get out on the grass,
whiskey,
you get the sounds,
the cigarette smoke,
all of that. The pizzas after the game in the dressing room,
the fruit, everything.
You do. But he's absolutely spot on. I mean, players, you enjoy it, you want to enjoy it, and it's no different to. You don't lose it, do you?
No,
you just lose a bit of fitness, but as a referee, you don't lose that natural ability. Like these guys didn't. I mean, Paul Merson came on, and some of the balls he was spraying about was incredible, incredible.
But what this shows as well is that referees, match officials, are very much part of the game. They're not separate from the game. They enjoy the game, right? As players, you might have regarded them as being the villains of the piece at times, spoiling the game. But they are part of the enjoyment. They enjoy it as much as you do.
You grow up. I mean, I kind of look back at some of the referees in my time, and don't get me wrong, there was one or two I wouldn't cross the street to see. Most of them, that you just realise on a human level that, they're all part of the game.
That's right. And he's absolutely spot on QPR on Saturday and at Everton yesterday. I turned up at Goodison and you got Peter Reid there, you got Graham Stewart. Oh no, we ain't got him again. And straight away, Graham Stewart reminds me of the day I sent him off at Charlton playing against Leeds.
So never forget.
He never forget. I arrive at every time I meet up with Alan Shearer, he never gets the time he got elbowed at Grimsby in the Carling Cup and saying I should have sent the Grimsby Town player off. But it's great, and they embrace you, they cuddle you, it's fantastic. And I was to say, it was a fantastic day at Loftus Road, and it was a fantastic day at Goodison Park.
And plenty of funds raised, we hope, for those affected by the Grenfell Tower disaster. And of course, the Bradley Lowery Foundation is benefiting from the one at Goodison Park. So, well done to absolutely everybody involved. You're right, they don't forget. I mean, I saw a reunion between Keith Hackett and Ron Atkinson, the former manager of Manchester United, Sheffield Wednesday, among others. And the first thing Ron said to him was, that red card in that friendly, Carlton Palmer, sent off Carlton Palmer in a friendly. And Ron, was the start of the conversation from there, with a smile.
With a smile. And yesterday, we walk into the dressing room area, and Roy Evans comes into the dressing room. Now, Roger Dilkes, the referee these teams when he was a manager at Liverpool. And the warmth, their faces, they embraced each other, the warmth, and then they spoke about old times, and it was nostalgic, and it was fantastic to see, and that's what it's about, isn't it? Absolutely. And that's something that we can still bring back to football now. That's something that's missing. Referees and managers and players, we seem to be drifting apart. We're all one big family. We need to come together.
It's good, and that reminds us of that. It wouldn't be the Ref Show if we had some serious issues as well to talk about.
Serious issues this weekend?
Well, exactly. I mean, it's an international break, gives us a chance to put our foot on the ball and be a bit more relaxed. But certain things have come up. We'll talk in part 2 about timekeeping. How, a lot of time lost in matches. If you put a stopwatch on a game, and there's been a recent study on exactly how little time there is. We'll talk in part 2 about that. But meantime, in the Premier League recently, our experts have been saying there hasn't been any kind of watch on foul throws. Foul throws are all over the place.
I gave one yesterday.
You gave a foul throw.
You did. A foul throw yesterday.
Well, your colleagues or your ex-colleagues don't, it would seem. They've forgotten what a foul throw is.
Well, I think... you could argue the point that perhaps, yes, it's part of the rules of the game, but is it important to pick those up? There's more important things to be looking at.
You'd agree with that?
I think by the letter of the law, I mean, it's like, you look at the old stonemasons of yesteryear. Just off the subject a bit, but it's
slightly.
You don't make a house like they used to back in, back in the last century or whatever. But it's like, I think you have to adhere to the rules. That's my view.
Yeah, also young players are obviously not being coached in what is
you know, I mean, yes, if it's really obvious, then I think you have to give it. But if there is a little misdemeanor of a foul throw, you go, hey, you know, the game goes on. You go up to say, listen, what's your foul? You know, I'm watching you throw. You just overstepped the mark, or you've lifted your foot. Just be careful next time.
I think
and you manage it, and then they do it again, and then you give it.
But like you say, you know, players are doing it. But when you see members of the fans picking up on it,
this is exactly.
I think the main problem is the yardage they take.
Right.
They steal. I think that's what we're on about. I think you've got to be more. They've got to manage that better, and they've got to boss it, and you've got to use that whistle and get them back. Hey, I want it here, please.
Okay, that's
and
part
then
one.
That's when if they do take the mickey, then you do.
And as we wind up part one, Brian's exactly right about fans raising it. That's why I've raised it with you, because our viewers raised it with me about foul throws. They've also raised about goalkeepers moving on penalty kicks, which is an Oldchester. We'll bring that into part two as well. Plenty else to talk about, including that timekeeping issue. Do rejoin us.